After Dark FPV is a show about a few strangers, all common dudes, sharing an interest in FPV drones. We'll observe how they interact and converse with each other. All we've prepared is a beautiful flying field and a chance to share stories and experiences. There is no script, only hot microphones and live interactions. Sunday, April 1st, 2018. Phil, we got Nick, we got Rob, and we got Haakam, and it's another episode of the After Dark FPV podcast, April 1st, 2018. This evening, we're going to talk about stuffs. We're going to actually review some of the stuffs we had for our race builds. We've spent some time building our race quads, having these parts out, and among the 4 or 5 of us that have the race quads built, we can actually give a pretty honest evaluation on about the 35 or so packs that we've flown through them via practice and whatnot. So just a quick review of parts and of the race quad. And a number 2 part of our podcast tonight is quad fatigue. Yes, now quad fatigue, what is quad fatigue? And you've probably all heard about it before. When you just get tired of drones, when drones just become too much. Schizo, he left quads for a while, he did some RC cars and doing some planes, and now he's kind of back on Rotor Riot, and, people go through ups and downs through their quad career, quad romanticism, so to speak, and we're going to talk about it, experience, and the tricks that we use to get over it. So, fellas, let's go on to the first subject. Let's talk about our race builds. How are our quads doing?
Yeah. So let's talk. I think I broke a mongoose arm, and Phil broke a mongoose arm.
That's right.
Mine was a little bit. I didn't see mine, and I got my quad was acting all crazy. I was getting like vibes and whatnot. I thought I had a bad motor. Thought I had bad ESC. Swapped all kinds of different stuff. It turned out I had a crack in the arm, and the arm was delaminated and flexible, but somehow I didn't notice it. And when we were flying it, it's just the arm is just way out there putting vibes back into the system, and the whole quad was like flying horribly. So I got that all fixed up, and then while I did that, I thought maybe the motors were weird, so I swapped the motors to the Hyperlight 2205s, and then when I did that, I found that one of the arms was broken. So I swapped the arm over, and it's all back together. Flies really good. Like, I've been flying it. Everything's good, but I do miss the T motors on there. It's a little more beasty, but I'm still flying slow. Doesn't really matter. Honestly, I could fly 2204s on there and not care, because the way I'm flying is we're flying very tight technical, and, that's the way to get better.
That's correct.
So, yeah.
And I've also broken 2 mongoose arms. One of the arms, I can admit, is my own stupidity. Basically power looping into the earth instead of over the top of it and the objects around it. So that was just an arm that went by into the ground. And one of the arms I broke, didn't really feel like it was a bad crash, but kind of had a weird situation where a little bit of a takeoff, a quad. The mongoose took off. I just disarmed it immediately, and then it just kind of tumbled onto the ground, onto the grass, and that broke an arm as well. So my arm count is a total of 2. And I guess this goes into our evaluation of it. We talked a little bit about this, Rob. The match of our F40s with the mongoose arms. Now we look at the mongoose arm. It's not a 5mm arm. I'm not even sure if it's a 4mm arm. It looks like
maybe
a
3.5,
3.8 or 3.7. I mean, it doesn't feel like a very sturdy arm. It's light. I'm sure it's light, and the carbon is good quality.
Yeah.
However, when we get up into the motor size, and when we have about a 35-gram motor, 33-gram motor, we're starting to push the limits of how much that arm can handle. And let's see now, Rob he said he went down to the 2205s.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually a better fit for that arm and for that frame in general.
Yeah. And that one's a super light motor because the shaft's aluminum and everything. Like, it's very light. I want to say that motor is like 20 grams or something crazy. I don't know. Like, it's very light.
Yeah. So I guess that's our evaluation of the mongoose right now. Now I still have a legacy mongoose, and it's It is oddly the most reliable quad that I have right now. It still keeps flying. I think the motors are a big part of that. And so I'm just going to keep it as it is, as a legacy quad, and see how far it can go, and see how it's going to handle, I guess, as far as a couple races. I also have a couple other quads that I'm going to be testing out and evaluating here. We got a Rockstar Quads FKR, a Rockstar Quads Fucker. This is the 5-inch version. It's typically top mounted, but I run it as a bottom mount. These arms are 5mm thick. They use a sandwich plate as their bottom mechanism, and in that sandwich area, they actually have a little nook, so you can put your receiver and your TBS Unify. It fits right inside there, and you can build a low stack.
I didn't even look at that. I'd like that.
It's a pretty good design. I'm also going to be evaluating the Team Axios frame. It's a very skinny frame from some guys down south in San Diego. They have a frame company, and I'm testing out a Berserker. It's a True X model, and it's stick arms, but the arms are nearly 7mm thick. So
that's when you were just flying, yeah.
Yeah. That was the quad. I was, just warming up right.
I like
right
that
now.
actually.
It's zippy, and it has that strange reaction where
That's when he like blew by us. And you're like, what the?
On 5S.
Like,
yeah.
No, that was 4S.
That was a 4S,
Really?
but
See?
just with all
It's
the beams
quick.
in it.
Wow.
See?
But it's you feel that connection between the thumbs and the quad. What you want to do and what the quad's actually doing, because like a lot of times there's like either weight or
weight
air,
or float
whatever,
or
but
air resistance.
yeah,
or
that thing
something,
just
Yeah?
feels, the connection feels a lot.
Oh man.
A lot
Maybe we
good.
need to get into that.
I think it's
What
good.
did you do for ESCs? All in one?
For that one, I purchased a Cicada all-in-one.
Oh, the Cicada.
Yeah,
That's the way to go then.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm gonna go with a 4-in-1, I'm just gonna put some more money down into it, and hopefully,
Yeah.
keep it
Fingers
last.
crossed.
Yeah,
right.
fingers crossed. Right. That's about all I can do. Hey guys, I think you, Rob and Nick, you guys also are running a floss, right?
Yeah.
So now, Rob, you're running a bottom mount with the canopy, the Mayday
Yes.
canopy. That's
Yes.
right.
Yep.
And one thing that I really like about your build is that, are you doing 4-in-1s with both of them?
Yes. All the same exact parts. Same.
Is that I like
everything.
the way that you soldered your motor wires to the ESC.
Yeah.
Is that you put a nice round blob and
yeah.
then you put the wire
It's pretty obvious.
just straight down into it, and then when you got all 6 of them lined up there, lined in, dude, it looks. You know what I think of? It's like, that Dow RC ESC. It looks like an engine cover.
Yeah.
You put those on there. It almost looks like a manifold in an engine, dude. That would be.
Yeah. It is very
pretty sick
engine-esque. Yeah.
It's
I
nice.
just did that because I didn't want the wire sticking out,
Oh yeah.
and it's also I feel like you could see the solder joint a lot better that way, and it's just
Mhm.
it's just cleaner. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like that. I think that quad. So it's really dumb. I didn't get to fly that quad yet because I had the props on backwards. And
Is that what it was? Props?
Just props backwards. I went and plugged it in because I run reverse props, so I props out,
And it was separate props.
and it was props in.
Ah.
And I just didn't hit save on like the configurator probably when I changed it.
Yeah.
Didn't hit save. I changed the tabs and disconnected, and that's probably what did it.
Yeah.
Well, it got pretty pissed when you were arming it.
Yeah, it doesn't like when all the props are all the wrong way. So yeah.
I guess not too many packs flown through them yet. I guess, is that what I'm hearing?
No. On
Oh,
the
no.
floss, no for me, but
I've gotten a few.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got
But
a few.
I will say, ESCs on the arms, especially on that, probably a bad idea.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah, I've killed two
They do
just-
stick
just
out.
dinking them.
They paddle.
Yeah.
They paddle
Yeah.
out a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't really fit. So I
Yeah.
think probably gonna go with all in one on there.
Yeah,
I
go with the 4-in-1. The SpedX 4-in-1's pretty nice.
Yeah.
At least that's what I'm rocking. So
And let's go on into we'll talk about the flight controller in a bit, but let's feed into the ESCs while we're there. Our spec ESC is a Hack RC,
Yeah.
30 amp, D-Shot 1200, but honestly, the primary reason that we chose this ESC was because of the price, because of the special. It's a $5 ESC
Yeah.
for 30 amps. It's been performing well. However, I've burned 2.
yeah, you burned 2.
I've burned. Wait, no, hold on. Yeah, I've burned 2 so far,
Mm-hmm.
and wait, no, I've only burned 1 so far. How about you guys? How about you guys as far as the Hack RCs?
Well, I thought mine were acting up, and I swapped all of them. So far 0. I'm okay.
Well, you don't know.
But
if
I
that
have one that's kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I have an iffy one.
Okay,
So
one
kind of a
questionable
bummer.
one.
Yeah, I have a questionable one. So
Okay.
maybe quality control's a little low.
And Nick didn't get into the.
I haven't got the
Randy
hack
deal. Okay.
RCs. I've only killed
Yeah.
2 $3 ESCs.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Okay.
As long as
But-
they work.
Yeah, exactly. As long as they work.
It didn't catch fire, so
Yeah.
just smelled bad.
Yeah, no,
Let
I
the
have.
smell out.
Yeah, no, I actually killed a Wraith ESC, the 35 amp Wraith.
Those are hardy.
They're hard to kill, but that's when I busted that motor. I hit. I was flying through like a child's little park. What are those things called? I don't know, like a playground. A playground.
Yeah.
I was flying through a playground, and that's when I whacked 2 of the motors and bent them. One of the motors, I think I whacked
Oh,
so
yeah, that
hard
time.
that I tried to like punch out and like lock the motor up, and it just overamped the ESC, and it blew all the capacitors off. I should have took a picture of it. It looked funny. It was just like an explosion in that shrink wrap. It was clear.
Yep.
So, yeah, whatever. You live, you learn.
All right. So, moving forward with my other builds, I've got some SpedX GS30s. Those are the G-Shot 1200 30 amps.
Yeah.
I've previously gone their ES30 HVs, and those things are tanks. I would trust
bet.
those, but for $1 more, you get D-Shot 1200. We'll see how durable they are, whether they can take 5S.
Those sound pretty good, and they're kind of small too.
They're
right?
small, but I actually don't like that they're small. I actually
Really?
like the larger size of the
Heat
ES
dissipation,
ones.
yeah.
Just exactly. So we'll see how they go. And Robbie, you've got your foreign ones from SpedX, right?
Yeah, the specs fun ones and
Is it the 30 or the 25?
30.
30.
The
Okay.
IS 30s.
Yeah. Okay.
And they're supposed to be really good ones.
Oh yeah.
I've-
Yeah, they are.
And like, a lot of people run those,
Uh-huh.
and there's even like people that are running like used ones and all kinds of stuff. And
Yeah.
they're saying they've been
Yeah,
using it for
yeah.
a long time.
Exactly.
So, and you said that you trusted them too.
yeah,
So.
I do. It's I've
It
got
sounds
them
like
on
they're pretty decent.
one of my acro quads. It's just they don't die. They
That's good.
yeah.
That's what you want them to not do.
So, I mean, as far as like our other options for ESCs, we're going to be evaluating some SpedX ESCs, but I don't really think that there's not much more that we need to say other than when we'll burn one out. I'll let you guys know if the Cicada starts acting up or anything like that, but
Yeah.
we'll have some other ESCs on the block for evaluation. Let's talk about the flight controller, the Kakuti all-in-one F4 version 2. This is a very, very feature-filled flight controller and PDB. It has an ICM 20 whatever advanced
20456.
2060 whatever,
Yeah.
and it's an advanced gyro that's mounted on a foam pad, so the gyro itself is isolated from the flight controller and its vibrations. Let's talk about a review from this. Let's see. Well, I'll go first on this one. It's a little bit more than I would want for a racing quad. The benefit of that very fancy gyro and the F4 processor really shows up. However, for the knocking and the bashing of a racing quad, I almost think that an MPU 6000 gyro and just something a little bit simpler. Maybe not even running a separate PDB or something like that, because it's just there's some situations where it's just acting a little finicky and the motors are acting a little bit warmer than I think they should, and I think it's a situation where, I mean, I had situations where it's inside the quad and just a little wire would be nudging the foam gyro on the isolated pad. So it's, even though it's isolated above the flight control, it's not isolated from your quad, and there can be things in there, and that stuff can make your quad act crazy, and you have no idea about what.
Yeah, you have to be really careful about that build.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
if you look at mine, I have it to where everything's soldered underneath it, and I've got one of those Pyrodrone little fakey caps over the top, and it's basically, there's nothing in there. I think that's the only way to run it. If you run it with wires on there, it's unfortunate.
Which is not what you want for a race quad, because
No,
a
I
race
know.
quad will have things moving about
Everywhere. You'll have mud in there, you'll have grass in there, like you'll have all
Exactly.
kinds of stuff just everywhere. So it's true. We went a little overzealous on our
Right, what do you think about it, Rob? What was your experience
So
so far?
I like the Kakuti. Again, I actually agree with you. We maybe went a little overzealous on the like 32-bit yada yada yada. Because again, like I was so excited and I love using that on all my freestyle quads, and
It makes sense.
Yeah, I've got really good luck with it. But again, looking back on it, it's like when you fly race quads, dude, you bash them into the ground. You'll have a bent prop. You're gonna fly a bent prop. The rest of the I've been flying bent props, and it's like not good. Like I wish I had just an MPU 6000, not worry about it. So, and again, like I had a cracked arm, but that arm was definitely flyable. Like
Yeah.
But because it's so sensitive and we're running like 32K and all that stuff, that one little tiny cracked arm made my quad like almost unflyable.
Yep.
So it's kind of like a give and take on like a quad that you want everything buttery smooth and like that. Freestyle, cool. You keep your thing clean. You're clean, but on a race quad where you're getting mud and dirt and there's E-tape all over it, I mean, we might find an MPU 6000 a little bit simpler.
True.
Maybe even like Jake just bought the Pyro drone.
Oh yeah, that one's good.
And I think that's going to be actually a really nice setup because your ESC, if you have a Form 1 ESC, it's acting as your PDB, so to say. So it's one less item.
And the bottom of that is flat. So
and then you could just 3M your Unify and receiver on the top of that, and it's I don't know. It sounds like kind of a good thing.
Although I've heard, like, looking at the description, it seems like some of the early boards were a little messed up.
Really?
Like they had to rewire some things because they give you instructions.
Yeah.
If you have a Form 1 ESC to do some pins differently, which is a little bit weird.
I think their pinout was wrong or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
I
from
heard
the
about
factory
that.
was a little bit
But
weird.
yeah,
That's
so
with everybody though.
Yeah.
You find that all the time.
Like I honestly, like looking back on it, I kind of want to rock. Like if I was to like in like the perfect world, I would rock a flight controller that just has like power in.
Well, let's not talk about theoreticals.
Yeah,
I'm actually running a Heli Nation Talon FC in some of my other race builds, and it's on the Rockstar quad, and it's running good. It's running smooth. I mean, I'll let you run it through, and essentially, I'll report.
Yeah, no, I think that's
I'll
great.
report
No,
back.
like I think we should all just run everything and see how it goes.
All right, let's wrap this parts build up. This is going to go too long. The motors. T-motors, they're great. They've lived up to the hype. We don't need to say anything about that. T-motors, they're expensive, but they're worth the dollar. I'm running a FPV model motor. They're running they have a branded motor called the Dragonfly 2207 2550 kV, and it's a $14 motor, and it's a strong, peppy motor. The durability is, well, in my experience, it's not as strong, it's not as smooth as a T-motor, but that's, I mean, not really many motors are. It's a little bit more difficult to tune, but the power it's good, and the price is really good. So I'll see how far I can run with these and see, I don't know, they might be worth specking out.
Maybe. I like mine.
It's almost half the price of a T-motor.
Exactly.
Might as well get
Exactly.
for the price of one.
Yeah.
You break one, you got another.
That's true.
No
That's
doubt.
true. So we've been using these quads, and we've been practicing, and we will practice more, and we will report back on, I guess, the parts and see how they're going, right? All right. So let's go on to the next part here. We're practicing. Let's see. We're not even practicing that much. I think we're probably up to like 2 practices a week now.
Yeah.
But with each practice, we're breaking stuff in. With each break, we're fixing things, and it's been a lot. It's been a lot. I've got 3 quads up and running right now, so pretty much, it's it's literally, you see quads go down 1, 2, and then you're down to 1 quad at the end of the day, and then you come back home and just fix everything with what you got, and practice again, work on those thumb skills.
It's rough.
Well, I think for me, like a lot of my flying has just really been freestyle. When we race out here, race in quotation marks, we're going through gaps that are large.
Huge, yeah.
You don't have to be within a 4-foot square.
Okay, yeah.
So when you clip a gate like that, stuff breaks. It just happens.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
It is true. And the process, it can wear you down a little bit. It can be a little bit tiresome, So this is going to go into our main topic of quad fatigue. Now, how about let's go around the room here and let's talk about as far as when's a situation when quads have gotten a bit tough for you, when you haven't really wanted to fly anymore, or I mean, what was it that made you stop wanting to fly? And I guess just describe that situation. When was it? And
I'll go first. For me, when I first started flying, I really only flew by myself. But I think, and then you crash and you go to fix it, and it's like you maybe like you might only fly like one battery. You may barely make it through a battery, and then something bad happens, then you have to go fix it.
Yeah.
So it's just repairs. But I think for me, getting over that hump was flying with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was just, I guess was it the repairs?
Most of it, yeah. Because it's costly.
Yeah.
And then the time you have to wait for the parts to get here. Maybe you ordered something from Banggood. You know, maybe it was a bad decision.
Yeah.
How about you, Rob?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll get a little disgruntled at the end of the day when I break a bunch of stuff.
Wait, 1 second. Like, well, before we go with Rob, Nick, when was your break, and like how long did you break for?
Oh, it was probably about a month.
A month?
And it was really just more waiting for parts, and then everything just sits in the corner. You don't want to touch it.
It was a forced hiatus a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It gets frustrating.
It kind of lined up a little bit then.
You know, and I think more than anything, and I didn't know a whole lot in the beginning, and so it can be very frustrating. If you don't even, you might want to look online. You don't even know what to search for. You know.
Yeah.
So I think when you fly with a group of people,
because you just Google drone doesn't work.
Yeah.
There's a million possibilities.
Yeah, and it's always like a little thing, and like a buddy can fix it in 5 minutes. You would take 4 hours to fix it. That's
what are you trying to say?
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
Dude, how about you, Rob? When was your moment, and what was it exactly that gave you the push away?
Because I was into quads like a year and a half or 2 years ago, and then I quit. I can't remember exactly why I quit. I think it was just I wasn't flying with anyone, and I like broke some stuff, and then I was just like, I don't care, and I just like threw it in a corner and didn't go for anything anymore. And then the reason I came back out was it was really weird though.
How long ago was that? About a year and a half ago. That was
a year and a half ago.
How long was you on break for?
A year, probably a year. I flew when ZMR 250s came out. Well, I flew before that. They came out. I flew for about 6 months. Could have been three years ago, maybe.
It's like probably 2 years.
2 years
That's
ago.
it, yeah.
ZMR.
2
years ago, dude. Time's flying.
Maybe a year and a half, maybe. I don't know.
No. It's been a while.
Goes by so fast.
Let me tell you, I could look at my RC groups, and that's when I joined RC groups was like the first time I flew. If I look, dude, it's been a long time. But I quit for a long time. I want to say like 2 years. I probably quit for, and then I don't know. I don't remember exactly how I got into it, but I think I was just interested.
We'll get back into the triggers back.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it was about it was just the repetition, because for a while, like, you go through your usual places, and like for a while I had pretty much beaten up like, you know, a 20 square mile radius. You know, anymore I was just kind of like tired of driving. I didn't feel like driving like over 45 minutes every single day just to, you know,
find a new spot,
fly my packs, get a GoPro clip and make that Instagram clip, make a YouTube video. Like, I got into a very good groove of like just very habitually flying packs every single day at, you know, certain rotation of spots. And
you were making a job out of it.
I was a little bit. Yeah, it was a little bit too much, I think. And like, yes, I did get many hours of thumb time. I did get like a much finer understanding of like throttle thumbs and like prop and motor combinations, but yeah, it forces you away after a while. And like it's a little bit like Rob mentioned, where like after so many cycles of doing whatever, you're just kind of, well, first of all, like you sort of plateau on your own.
Yeah.
And you think, okay, well, what more can I do at this spot? What more things can I learn as far as like flying? I feel like I've hit a plateau, but I don't know. And then you sort of like look around and you're searching, and the thing is, you're searching around on YouTube, you're searching around on the internet, and you don't find anything that inspires you. And so it just gets put away, collects dust. You start playing Rocket League. I mean, I don't know. You just find something else that'll make it more fun or whatever, you know? But I was brought back into quads.
What?
Yeah.
Into the joy of quads. And it was strange, but it was kind of like the next level, really. Well, I guess like the one thing was like flying with new people, and then another thing on top of that was like finding some locations which were just the Cube, which was just like
You really love that place.
unbelievable. It's I talk about dude, you guys don't know, man. I
Phil
will
has dreams about that
sometimes
place.
I will sometimes just watch the raw file from that, and it's just because it's like golden hour, sunrise, and I just go ham on the whole thing. Because like that was literally one morning where I literally did lose my quad, and turtle mode saved my quad. Because like I was flying, goggles on, headphones on, I wasn't listening to anything, and that's like full immersion where it's
Dang,
like,
you got headphones? You're playing music?
yeah, headphones in, playing
wow.
music, where it's like you full commit. If I'm making a mistake, I'm crushing this quad. I'm smashing it somewhere. I don't give a fuck. I'm committing on this shit because I'm fucking feeling it, you know? And it was worth it because that moment right there, you know, sunrise, do it, you know? So
But also that spot you're flying at, you can't fly there all the time.
that's true.
So
No.
there's a window when you can fly, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going to have
So
to.
let's go back around the horn and
Yeah.
let's talk about what brought us back. Rob, what brought you back?
I mean, DeVray brought me back.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, you too?
Yeah. No, it did. I just can't remember. I think I started I was like, oh, I kind of want to fly. And then my buddy Jake, he's the master of Facebook, and somehow he found someone's post about DeVry, and we just rolled up. And then it was just nice. It was nice to fly with people.
Who
So
posted that?
I don't know. I'd have to ask Jake, but someone posted something, and somehow Jake found it, and then was like, Rob, you should go to this.
It might have been Alex.
It was probably Alex.
Maybe Alex.
Yeah.
Because he was telling me about all the groups. I
Yeah,
don't, I'm
he
not. I don't
posted
really
on
go on
something.
Facebook. But
No,
he
I know
told me
you
about all
don't.
the groups on
Yeah,
there.
so I just showed up, and I think after that night, I was like, this is fun. I could do this.
Mhm.
So yeah.
How about you, Phil? What brought you
Oh,
back?
the Cube. I
The
talked
Cube.
about it. That was the
Straight
first thing.
Cube.
Yeah.
Cube brought you
Yeah,
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for a while you were talking about how like everything was boring for a while, and then that Cube is
Yeah.
what got you.
That was
Well,
it.
when I met Phil, he was like, to me, he just seems like the king of quads.
Yeah.
He's like another level.
No, he was for sure.
Plus, he was on 5S.
I was?
So it sounds
He's not
scary
anymore.
as shit.
We're on the same level now.
Oh,
Phil.
really? Are we wrong?
No, we're not. I just wanted to dethrone you for a second.
What
yeah.
brought you back, Nick?
On,
That time when you were waiting for Banggood parts, was it just the mail, USPS, that brought you back?
you know, when I plugged the battery and no smoke came out, that's when I was back.
Mm-hmm.
No, because I killed cameras, VTX, flight
Yeah.
controllers just by soldering shit backwards. You know, I should have built a smoke stopper while I was doing it.
Yeah, probably.
What's that? Yeah, I know. Same here. I've yet to even try.
I haven't either. I built a quad tonight, and I'm like, I hope this thing
Brother,
doesn't
I
go up
don't
in
need
smoke.
a smoke stalker. I pray to our Lord, and I'm.
Yeah, I don't use it. I actually have never used a smoke stopper. I literally just go, and I just plug it in, and then it fuck goes doo-doo-doo, and I'm like, fuck yeah, every time. I don't even care.
the meme was the kid.
I don't even care. Like, what's the
It's
point
true.
of a smoke stopper? You know?
Yeah, there's something very satisfying about a completed build, a successfully completed build, plugging it in, hearing the ESC tone, the flight controller, beep beep.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's good.
Until you arm it and it goes, Rah!
Yeah.
Tries killing you.
Or one motor doesn't spin.
Or one motor doesn't spin.
You're like, what's going on?
That's right.
Yeah.
Now we have a guest here. Now we're gonna talk with our guest, Mr. Hakim Halabi. He's from Syria.
Nice, very
You know,
nice.
Corn-fed Arab has been highlighting you in a lot of his
Oh,
videos. Man.
has he?
I don't know.
Yes.
But
Well,
I've been
actually-
watching he started vlogging now, man. Right?
Not me. It's actually Yusuf.
Yusuf,
Stoops.
yeah.
Yus has been doing it.
He's the one that came up with that. Apparently, I'm like an abnormally sized Arab.
You are
and
abnormally
so, you know,
sized.
corn-fed. You know, I don't know. I don't know how that
Corn-fed.
worked out, but hey, I don't even like eating corn.
All right, Hakim. So, how long have you been flying quads for?
Since last July, August.
And what got you started into quads?
You want like complete, honest truth?
Oh yeah, you saw a hot
YouTube.
chick.
No.
Chick flying a
YouTube.
drone.
It was
Okay.
YouTube. I wanted to build my
You
first
saw
drone.
Dad's FPV video, and it was it, right?
Oh, no.
We're
I
shaking
saw
our
like
heads.
random videos, and then, you know, that one group that's not really famous. I'm not sure you know him, called Rotor Riot. Yeah, I came across their video, came up on those automatic playlists, whatever.
Yeah.
And I just like, oh, okay, because I want to build the automatic kind of like DJI knockoff drone,
Okay.
like with the whole,
Yeah.
like GPS and everything. And then this kind of like diverted me into that, and that was like a rabbit hole that just,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I see.
Yeah, my bank account didn't like me after that.
Yeah, that's true. That's
But
true.
it's honestly, it's an adventure, lots of fun.
It is. I mean, if for those of you listening in, Hawcom has been flying a lot of Dry Fly Nights. You won the Most Improved Pilot Award, I think, in the 3rd episode, and
Well deserved.
he hasn't been flying the past couple Dry Nights. I think is it a part or as a
It
busy
was,
studies? What's
It
going
was
on?
school, a lot of
That's
exams
right.
and stuff, and then also
He's
having
beating off them hoes.
problems with my quads. Some random sounds, or can't get it to really kind of hone in right. But it's
Speaking of not honing in right, so have you ever had a quad break or a quad like frustration where you couldn't?
oh yeah.
So let's
Almost
talk about
every
that.
it's like clockwork. So like almost every 2-3 weeks.
Oh,
no
really?
jokes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is what I do. I just put everything down, pack up my whole workbench, not see it for a good week, at least 5 days, focus on something else, do another hobby or go out with friends or whatever, just get your mind off of it. And I'm telling you, man, 80% of the time it like clicks in your head. You're like, oh, that could be the problem. And then you go back into it. And then it's like a fresh, fresh slate or whatever.
So Hawcom has FPV PMS, is what you're saying. So every 4 weeks,
Oh, yeah.
1 week will be a bad week.
Oh yeah. And my OCD, man, drives me nuts. I'm sitting there, I'm like, damn, I resoldered this place, this point so many times. It doesn't look good. Redo it. It just factors it.
I see. That's interesting. That it's like almost like a regularly scheduled interval of just ditching the quad for it. That's not a bad idea. I mean, like scheduling your own quad vacation just so that you don't burn yourself out. Maybe.
Yeah, I think we should all do that, honestly.
That's true. It's true.
Because also you get caught up in the hype. New motors come out, new
True,
frames
yeah.
come out, and you're sitting there spending money. You're like, why? I have all these frames, all these quads that I
all works.
haven't really fully,
That's right.
flown. So it's like, slow that down, fly these, enjoy them, fix them up again, keep flying them until you really need a new frame. At that
That's
point, it's like, okay, what's new? Let's go search.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
Yeah.
A lot of us think are guilty of that.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
So what brought you back into quads? I guess other than just fixing, is it just like finding the solution to whatever problem it is, or
What got me back in, it's just wanting to keep getting better. Like, that whole, here at DeVry, I'm always trying to do that whole low, like really low.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? Where I'm just like scraping.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
looks good?
And I still haven't found those, titanium or magnesium
Oh,
blocks
yeah.
that I wanted to put, on the arms. I get that, spark going on. But
Yeah, I wanna see sparks.
Yeah. And so I've been practicing here and there, but I've been doing it mostly over grass because
Yeah.
hitting concrete or anything like that, it really just, one crash, you're basically out, So
Yep.
you got to have at least 2-3 of builds with you. So
Just get
Yeah.
lucky, pretty much.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get lucky a lot of times. Just get lucky.
yeah.
Oh man. Okay. How about Sims? Do you guys do Sims?
I have I had liftoff for a long time. I used that, but the crazy part is I gave myself motion sickness from it, and I kind of stopped because
That can happen.
I played for like an hour and a half just straight in like a dark room, and I had
Oh.
caffeine that day, and I never have caffeine, and I Googled simulator sickness, and it was like 1, don't have caffeine, 2, don't play in a darkened room, 3, don't play for intervals longer than 20 to 30 minutes. I did all the wrong things.
don'ts were done.
I was literally white and sweating, and I wanted to throw up. So I was like,
Good shit.
oh, the craziest part was I
Good
literally
shit.
was like, oh no, maybe I can't fly quads at all anymore.
That would be
Because,
a little
like,
scary.
Yeah, I literally thought like, oh, maybe this is gonna happen from every time now on, and it doesn't, because you don't fly your battery pack for longer than 3 minutes, 4 minutes. So it's you got to give your eyes a break. I don't know. I get a little motion sickness. We got a VR headset at my house, and my brother
Yeah.
can play for hours at a time. I put the headset on for like 15 minutes, And I'm like, ooh, this is fun. But then I'm like, whoa, I take it off and my brain hurts. So
It's pretty disorientating.
I
Yeah.
can't wait until we get VR quadcopter flying.
Soon.
Like, I just want, well, you know how like the HTC Vive is. You look around and it tracks all that.
Yeah.
Like real head tracking while you're flying FPV, so you can like look around and stuff. I
Yeah.
can't wait. Until
Oh, dude, that
day
would
comes
fuck your brain
around.
up, though, man.
Yeah, it would. That would be so sickening. You'd just
Wait.
like barf. while
Yeah,
got
you're,
the
yeah, you
goggles
just
on.
throw up on yourself like that.
yeah. Just, oh,
It's like,
you're just
I don't
so
know
funny,
what
though.
they're like the sci-fi movies where you like doing something
You start
intense.
foaming
You have
at the
to throw,
mouth.
yeah, you have to
Like,
like
your
throw
nose
up.
starts
You're like
bleeding.
you get like unplugged for like the system. That's FPV life next year. We went from ZMR 250 to throwing up next year,
We
2019.
don't want to buy Banggood stuff.
It's like a
Unplug,
made in
man,
China
unplug.
neural needle.
Yeah. God no. So
Man,
I don't know. I just like the community. I like hanging out with the buddies.
That's true.
Nice.
That's true. Oh, dude. So, I think it's coming up soon. April 7th or the next week after that.
Really?
It's the Dolma race.
Oh yes.
Any of you guys want to go? Huh?
I don't know.
That's the one in Bakersfield.
No, it's
it's
here.
in Ventura.
Oh, Ventura. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to go just to spectate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might be interested in that.
I might roll with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
14th, you said?
I'm not sure. It's either the 7th or the 14th.
All right. 7th is
Coming
next
up.
weekend.
Yeah, I know. It's
So it's
coming
either
kind
next
of
Saturday or the Saturday after, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Play weekend.
Yeah. But it'll be pretty much all the fast people.
Oh yeah.
And there's going to be a team from SoCal. You know, the Tilt Squad guys?
Yeah.
Reggie and another guy named Brennan. He's flying with, I guess, Reggie's frame, the Nugan frame. So he's flying with them. And they're actually sponsored by Crown City. So they're
okay.
going to be doing their own
Nice.
team effort over there, racing against the Night Fury and Dolma teams.
Awesome.
I think it's the Team Pyroflip versus Next Blades. I don't know if Next Blades. It's the whole Next Blades.
Next Blades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's hosting it?
Open Grove Raceway, I think. Yeah. I don't know. It's not an official MotoGP event though, from what I hear.
Okay.
But
Fun event.
yeah.
I've never been there, so
Pretty
it'd probably be good just to go there to look at it. Yeah, I've seen a bunch of videos from there. It looks like a great place.
It's a pretty badass track. It's yeah.
Lunchbox guys went there after they left us,
Yeah.
and yeah, they flew the course. I was like, oh, I'm jealous.
Like some of the, it's really cool because like when I was there, we did a race, and then after everyone's done, we got all the we got all the trophies and corn and watermelon as our prizes. You can do some freestyle packs, and it's kind of fun when you just like go along the rows of corn or rows of produce or whatever, and you're just zooming along.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, that event's coming up.
Yeah, I'm
And,
interested in going to that.
Let's see. We are going to be continuing practicing. We're going to be continuing breaking quads. And, but before we go, we actually got a comment on Facebook.
What?
Mr. Robert Okita. Yeah, he actually mentioned his own quadcopter fix. He's been flying for a long, long time, since the 50s. And let me go ahead and read his comment right
1950s?
here. I think 1850s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a bird-drawn drone. This was flown by bird.
I can't wait for user mail-ins to come in.
All right, here
Listener
we
mail-ins.
go. Let's see our comment right here.
Phil didn't brief us on any of this.
No.
Oh, I
No.
briefed you. I sent the link with the itinerary.
Yeah, but that
none of y'all
was that
wanted
in
to
there?
read.
I opened it.
Oh, this one wasn't in there. No.
See?
Actually.
That's what we're saying.
See?
There we go. I'm just rolling on what Nick knows.
Probably just shows up.
That's right. Show up.
Bring my mic. Ready to roll.
Yep.
What are they doing over there?
No idea. I'm looking.
Are they looking for another phone over there? Looking for a little handy J.
a little fun time?
Yeah. Yeah, we saw some people roll up over there, and they're looking along the edge of the freeway with the flashlight.
Maybe they lost the
Oh
quad.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Like earlier before we got here, or actually when we got here, there was pretty much a couple. It looked like a couple.
It looked like a
looking
disgruntled
through the
couple.
bushes. And it
in
was
their
totally a
separate cars.
situation where it's like, girl gets a text. Who texted you? I don't know who taxi. Who dares you? Grab the phone. Who dares
Threw that
you?
shit out the window.
Just fling the phone out the window sort of situation. Seemed like
Good
this one of those.
times.
Yeah.
Good times.
All right, so Robert Okita says, so he flies drones and fixed aircrafts in both FPV and line of sight modes to keep it all interesting. Also tinkering as well. A lifelong model aircraft hobbyist since the middle 50s.
Wow.
By the way, do you know what
Model aircraft.
escapement, reeds, and galloping ghost RC systems are? Robbie, you know, right?
What?
And he's also got some other stuff. He talks about tube super regen receivers with heavy 90 volt and 6.3 dry cell batteries.
Oh, yeah.
And only 5 RC channels on 27 millihertz.
You use a Jacob's ladder for the
Megahertz.
receiver.
With
the-
3 to 4
Yeah.
foot antennas.
Yeah.
Not to mention dirty
I
and
got a couple of
finicky
those.
IC fuel motors. Fuel motors? I don't know. Everything was scratch built with no YouTube videos to help out. Nowadays, RCers have it easy.
They do.
That said, I'm having more fun because of all the recent advancements in our hobby.
I'm having more fun too.
That's true. The advancements
agree.
help everyone.
Dude.
Bottom line.
But it's a community too.
Yeah, it is. People are taking their time. There's a lot of guys who aren't getting paid, and they're making that video just so other people can figure it out.
That's
And kudos to you.
That's true.
We appreciate that.
Keep making them.
Yeah.
I used
Alright.
one today to remap some motors.
There you go.
Hey.
Blue Falcon out.
Hawkham knew how to do it already.
Mm-hmm.
Motor resourcing.
Resource,
Yeah,
motor,
Motor
blast.
resourcing. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a good
When
command.
you do it a few times, you start remembering the commands.
Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lifesaver though. You think that flight controller is bad? It's not. You could save it.
It's true. Yeah. Or you can use an LED pad to resource it over. All right. So, as we said, we're going to continue flying and practicing. And let's go ahead and wrap it up, guys.
All
Anything
right.
else you guys want to mention?
No. I'm just enjoying the sunny.
Oh, I
sunshine.
do want to say one thing.
Oh.
We HV'd
Oh, yeah.
we high voltage charged a couple of China hobby lines that
Yeah.
aren't meant for that.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Works
holding
pretty
up good.
good.
I'm sure they should be.
Pretty
right?
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause they're like, it seems like they're durable lipo cells. They are.
Oh yeah, they're durable.
Oh, yeah. I'm not worried about it.
Stuff.
What about the new sizes?
Oh yeah. So I've gotten my China Hobby Line 1300 mAh batteries, the 4 cells, and it's the 70Cs, and they are distinctly smaller than the 100C ones that I've gotten in the past. Now I don't know if this is indicative of all of the new China Hobby Line battery sizes or if it's just the 70C. But yeah, these batteries are compact and small. They're like normal sized instead of that extra chunky, beefy China Hobby Line size.
Yep.
A lot easier to probably toilet tank mount them.
Correct. Exactly. Yeah.
So
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. True. That'd be a good toilet tank mount.
It would be a good poop scooper.
you guys want to go follow that bus?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. All right, for Dabs FPV After Dark FPV podcast episode number 8.
I can't wait for the intro. Seriously, I think Phil's got another calling.
All right, guys, have a good one. 99.
See ya.
Stay powerful.
I've been killing time. I was losing life. I've been here for no good reason.
Hawkham's sticking in his pants over
Changing
there.
us.
Oh, yeah, you looking for your phone over there? Is that what you're doing? Yeah, you dig deeper.
$7 side pocket. A bit of that pocket pool.